his potting comes back, it'll be a danger for everyone. But in this tournament, in this final, Ronnie O'Sullivan has proved, without doubt, that he's the greatest player in the world. Ronnie O'Sullivan!
The professional scene is still huge. They're still getting the full crowds for the tournaments, you know, the finals, they still have big followings. The amateur sort of game, I think that's got less popular, but I don't know whether that's because of all the technology and people want to be playing on games consoles instead of, you know, going out and doing activities.
I think snooker, for me, it's a get away from business. You know, it takes business off my mind. I can focus playing shots, and also it gives me an opportunity to get away from the household, the workplace, and enjoy a sport that is challenging every single day. I think the current image of snooker, it's very commercialised on TV. But I think in the local communities it's taken a big hit in the last 5 or 10 years. I think this is the only snooker club in Cardiff, where years ago when I used to play, when I was like 14, 15, you'd have a choice of 10, 15 snooker clubs.
It's certainly not as big as it was in the 80s, like there's no denying that.
It's disappointing to say that this is the only place in Cardiff, capital of Wales, yeah, one of the major cities in the UK, that only has one snooker club with like, what, with 8 tables. That's shocking. It's shocking.
Of course it's a concern. A huge amount of snooker clubs are closed around the country. Certainly there is a worry about the accessibility of the sport. I think that is mainly down to the pandemic. Even in Sheffield's sort of the home of snooker, really, well, certainly home of the World Championship, and there was only sort of 2 or 3 clubs and none anywhere near where I'm living, which is a bad sign. If it's happening in Sheffield, then it's not a good sign anywhere. The amount of clubs has diminished greatly, which is down to interest. You know, if they were full, they wouldn't have closed.
I think it's an element of making money. You know, a lot of the snooker clubs that have disappeared haven't made any money. When it comes to what they charge and the time of everything, it's about being in business to make money, and if you're not making money, you're going to shut the business down.
If you've got a young kid who's interested in snooker and there's a club round the corner, or if there's one 5-10 miles away, you as a parent, you're less likely to take them, are you? Back in the day when there was loads and loads and loads of clubs, and and snooker was just generally more popular, they'd find their own way into clubs, and that would just be something that young people would do. Whereas now, I think most youngsters who get into it probably have sort of snooker fans as parents, and sort of not necessarily push them that way, but guide them that way, and they would take them to the club because they're there.
You know, there should be more. There should be some funding from local communities and governments and councils to encourage more youngsters to start taking the sport up.
When Ding Junhui sort of broke into the scene and there was all that huge investment in China, I think people said half the top 16 would be Chinese by sort of 2015-ish. It's coming along now. Yanbing Town, Zhao Xingtong, Fang Jingyi won a big tournament the other week. Zhao Yulong's very good. Just by law of averages, if they've got huge participation numbers there, so more and more good young players are going to come from there. And it's a case of the rest of the world really trying to keep up with that.
I think the talent now is incredible, especially the Chinese. You know, you still got the snooker legends like Ronnie O'Sullivan and Judge Trump and Robertson, and even Mark Williams. Are snooker legends.
There'll always be top players. So much is judged by their standards, and they were freaks really. There'll always be good new young players playing at a very high standard. I just think more and more of them will come from China now.
So these days, anyone can beat anyone. But years ago, the legends would always win and no one would beat them. But now, you're seeing the youngsters that take frames off them and beating them now. So it's given that confidence and the ability to say, I can beat you guys, and mentally, they're there to be beaten. When I see the youngsters now winning, some of their temperament and their ability is like incredible. But these guys you'll see are practicing and practicing. They go to snooker schools, they're getting coached, and they're learning their craft, you know, and that's how these guys are getting better now.
I think the TV coverage is very good. You can watch almost every game played now with streaming, so that's a nice little sort of range as well, because BBC, ITV and Eurosport all have different styles. So yeah, no, I think the coverage is very decent. Was it the 1st of April 2020, something like that? Might have been May, when snooker was the first sport back on TV. That was a very minor tournament really, but it got a lot of coverage, a lot of people watched it. But you want to get the people who don't normally watch it, and that's what happened in the pandemic. Had really good viewing figures for what would normally be very minor events, and people who hadn't watched it before, or maybe had lapsed, maybe they were fans back in the 80s or the 90s or whenever, and got back into it.
I think snooker has a great future, and to be honest with you, the amount of events that's on TV now, you know, every other week there's an event, and there's the Players Tour as well.
I can definitely see it growing, because obviously the tournament that just won in Portugal, the European scene of snooker is getting huge. You know, years ago I used to get told that the European snooker scene, the youngsters, you know, there was some talents, but there's a lot more nowadays, and it's growing out there, which is what World Snooker want, because I think they're trying to make it an Olympic sport and globalise the game more.
I think globally it'll only grow. I can only see it getting bigger and bigger elsewhere, certainly in Asia and across Central Europe. It's also going to be interesting when players like Ronnie O'Sullivan do eventually have to retire, because he's such a driving force. He really is. Hopefully there'll be some new players to replace those guys when they leave. Good things to come, but it'll change quite a lot.
I think it's local communities that, if they had it back in the heyday of like maybe 10 or 15 clubs to go choose and play, then I think you would see snooker back up there with the population of youngsters playing, coming through the academies, the schools, the training, and hopefully you know, people that it's like a secondary sport. You know, you play football or rugby when you're a kid, and then if you want to play snooker or play darts, then it's something that, you know, you sort of get into as a hobby, like, you know. So, but yeah, I think it's looking good.